Yo guys, Jonathan here, and today we're looking at some of the coolest and most unique smart home gadgets of 2018. Before we dive into the video though, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor ecobee and showcase their brand new Switch Plus. So this essentially takes something that would normally be boring, like a light switch, and transforms it into an Alexa-enabled, motion-sensing smart switch with a bunch of tricks up its sleeve. I think what scores points right out of the bat for me though is the fact that it looks good. It's simple, it's minimal, it looks like a light switch. More importantly, it looks like it belongs there. So yeah, at its core, you can definitely turn on or off a light like you would with an old school light switch, but the big thing you're getting here is that Alexa connectivity. Alexa, what's the weather like?
It's 64 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun.
Alexa, tell me a joke.
What do you call a singing computer? Adele.
Alexa, turn on the kettle.
Okay.
Alexa, order that adorably cute Groot figure that you see in most of my videos.
Okay, order placed, and will be delivered by March 28th.
So yeah, that is really cool, but it's not called a smart switch for no reason. On top of the Alexa connectivity, it also doubles as a nightlight, and there are motion sensors built right into this thing, so when you walk away from a room, lights will turn off, or when you walk in, they will turn on. Now it's kind of a mind trip is even though this is technically a switch to a particular light in your house, because of the Alexa connectivity, it's also HomeKit compatible, you have control to other smart rooms not only in the room it's in, but throughout your entire house, which is awesome. Also, it's kind of a bonus if you use ecobee thermostats. The Switch Plus has built-in temperature sensors, which can help manage hot or even cold spots. So that is the ecobee Switch Plus. If you want to check that out, plus a chance to win an amazing smart home giveaway, I'll drop links down below. Dropping a like isn't required to win, but it is much appreciated. So next, if you're wondering what kettle I used with Alexa earlier, that is this, the Smarter iKettle. Kind of a dumb name, but it's a cool product. So this product is simple, but it does what it needs to do. It's a smart kettle that you control through an app, either on Android or iOS. The temperature is adjustable from 20 degrees up to 100 degrees Celsius, and it works a couple different ways. You can simply turn it on or off from the app itself. You can set it to a timer, so if you wanted to wake up at 7 a.m. every morning and come down to boiled water, that works. You can use home mode, which will turn the kettle on as soon as you arrive home, so that's perfect if you want to come home to some hot tea. Or as you saw, you can simply use your voice. Now it's not HomeKit compatible, but it does work with both Alexa and Google Assistant. In my case, I have it set up for Alexa. So the main commands I can use are turn the kettle on, turn the kettle off, or set the kettle to X degrees. What's also kind of cool is there is a water level sensor inside this, so at any given time, you know how much water is inside the kettle. Again, it's not crazy, it's not fancy, but it works really well. It's simple, and if you've ever wanted to automate your coffee or your tea in the morning, you definitely got to check this out. Next up is the TP-Link, yes, I said TP, smart Wi-Fi LED bulb with color changing hue. Now you guys know I love smart lighting, especially Philips Hue, but I get it. One, it can be pricey, and two, the idea that you need a hub to make everything work can be a little bit intimidating, whereas with this, if you just want to buy one bulb, that's it, nothing else, that is all you need to get going. So this will work with both Google Assistant and Alexa, so if you like the Switch Plus from earlier, that makes a perfect companion. The light bulb itself will give you a range of a super warm 2500 Kelvin up to a really cool 9000 Kelvin. Beyond the dimming ability, the voice control, I think the most appealing thing here is the ability to have colors like you would with something like Philips Hue, but again, the big selling point here is you don't need a bridge to get it to work. I will definitely say the colors aren't as vibrant as Hue or LifeX for that matter, but again, for the price, I think it does a really good job, and it's a pretty solid middle ground to where you're not spending Hue or LifeX money, but it's also not some no-name brand that you're gonna have to worry about this thing dying in 6 months. Next up is the Sony LF-S50G, which is not only a wireless Bluetooth speaker, but it also features built-in Google Assistant. Now, as far as Sony goes, I'm a big fan when it comes to audio, whether it's headphones or speakers, so I love the idea of combining that quality with a Google Assistant speaker. Also, not gonna lie, what drew me in when I saw this at Best Buy was the fact that there was a clock face on the front of the speaker. I know it's silly, but I thought it was really cool. This works directly through the Google Home app, so unlike the HomePod, this is both iOS and Android compatible. You have 360-degree sound, which is awesome because no matter where you're sitting or you're standing, you're gonna get an equal projection of the music playing. It's splash-proof, you have touch gestures, which work really well, and I think the biggest thing here, aside from the Google Assistant built in, is the fact that you get Chromecast compatibility, so this will work with multi-room audio. Now, because I know someone out there is going to ask, it doesn't sound better than the HomePod, but it's also more than half the price, and it's actually a really great competitor to the regular Google Home because at that price, I actually think it sounds better. Next up is the Native Union Eclipse Charger, which is this really beautiful circular charging station that is way cooler than I thought it was. True story, when I picked this up, I had no idea that it did what it does. And what I mean by that is it looks like some super nice fancy charger, but when you double tap, it's actually electronic. So Everything in here is motorized, so the cables are nicely tucked in, they're hidden, and then when you need them, it pops up. That is freaking so cool. And there's also something that is really satisfying about that. It's a great way to clean up cables. So this will fit 3 cables up to 6.5 feet long. You have 2 USB-A ports and a dual function third switch that'll go back and forth between USB-A or USB-C. So in my case, I have a MacBook charging along with my phones. I think Native Union nailed looks, function, but also wow factor with this one. When it's compacted by itself on a desk, it looks fantastic, but when you double tap and you see it rise up, you kind of can't help but give it a golf clap. Again, maybe I'm probably a little excited for this. I like things that look good, but I also like things that are really cool, so this kind of blends both of those together. It's a great way to kind of keep your cables clean and also hidden out of the way when you're not using them, and also charge multiple products at the same time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and you're feeling like being awesome, you guys know what to do. Definitely feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet. This is Jonathan, and I will catch you guys later. Whoa.